Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dawwi Raissa Damarjati Mulajan, and with me here is my good friend Gustav Beka. And today we are going to talk about the investigation of the 2019 Bukalapak data breach. For background information, in 2019 Bukalapak is an online market based in Indonesia, or known as an e-commerce. Uh, they fell a victim into a cybersecurity data breach, and these incidents comprise of roughly millions of data users, raising a concern around the safety of e-commerce platform itself. To protect the user data and in this digital era, but this also highly in ever-present vulnerability in online platforms, whether you are in social media, social chatting app, YouTube, e-commerce, and something like that. The cybersecurity measure need to be enhanced. So, our scope of investigation will be starting in our objective is to understand the vulnerability of the exploit that the hacker use it to, and then we are going to evaluate the effect of the breach on the user of the platform. Then we are going to determine the step and taken to the exploit of the vulnerability. From that, we can assess the Bukalapak data management, the practice, how they protect the data user, the step they use to post the breach after the breach happened, and what effort they to educate their employee, user, and people around on the e-commerce platform. The specific cyber attack is generally practiced on this preservation, and so we are in the investigation process. In this investigation process, our process start with searching for as much as information as possible, whether it's online or talking to someone, and whether is it from inside Indonesia or outside, such as BBC Indonesia or CNN US. And then from that side, we are going to dig more and for the reasoning of maybe if we find the motive and what and how and why this has happened. So the collected evidence. Now in approximately around precisely it's actually 12.9 million, but we rounded up around into 13 million data user because the number is not consistent from each website that we wrote, but around 30 million user data piece were allegedly sold by the hacker of Star Mixel or other individual by Asian Boy, sold into a similar amount of the same forum. The data spans from 2015 to 2017. Although the hacking attempt was made in March 2019, Bukalapak initially denied the breach. However, that I have been found website cited in the link breach, there is a sorry, there is a breach confirmed by the I have been found website from 2015 to 2019 Bukalapak data user. The company later confirmed that the breach but clarified that no password or financial details or rather sensitive information such as name, credit card info, your address, your IP address, and information were, and there is no word privacy information were compromised. We we managed to find evidence, but there is some evidence that we could not find ourselves. Not collected includes there is the hacking dates, the detail about the preparation, the methods that they used to hack the server itself, and the internal logs from the breach, such as from the IT team in Bukalapak. And some evidence might not be even preserved from the company image to prevent any panic amongst user, employee, and distrust of Bukalapak platform itself. Speculation in this base is information from multiple websites, so we cannot very certain right now. For public statement, there is three main public statement. First of all, Inna Wibisono, apologize if I pronounce it wrong. The Bukalapak confirmed of attempt hacking, but they clarified the critical data like password or personal information was stolen. Pramata Prashada from the CISSREC state that the stolen data was dated from 2015-2017, confirming that it was leaked in 2019. And the Bukalapak CEO itself that despite ongoing threats in the digital realm, the user data is currently secure in Bukalapak website. For person interview, I'm going to give the mic to Gustav. Beka.
Okay, thank you, Dawwi, for your presentation. Now, I will continue where he left off, which is the persons that we interview. Now, in total, we interview 3 persons, and one of them is Raditya Fati Danadiaksa. And Radit is one of the user of Bukalapak data, and he said that he did not get any notification from Bukalapak, whether it is from email or from a message. And though he did not receive any notification, he did not feel any negative impact from the data breach. And our next person that we interview is our reporter itself is Dawwi. Now he is a frequent Bukalapak user, and he stated that he received no notification from Bukalapak, either from email, from message, same as Radit. And Dawwi also said that he knew about the data breach a year after the breach has happened, which is from a TikTok post in 2020. And our last person that we interview is Rido Sunarjan. And Rido is one of the active user in Bukalapak. He stated that, to be honest, I didn't realize that my data got stolen, but this is a big step from Bukalapak to come clean in front of the public. Now, after the public statement was published from Bukalapak, and he added, and because they published a public statement, I'm trusting them more because they dare to open their case, because a lot of people didn't realize that their data got stolen. And so we can summarize from these 3 witnesses that we interview that for the first witness, he did not get any notification from Bukalapak about the breach. And the second witness, he also didn't get notified, but he was aware of the breach a year later from a TikTok post, but no, not direct notification from Bukalapak. And the last witness, he is unaware of the breach, but appreciative of Bukalapak's public statement because that's where he got the information that his data got breached. Now, overall, all 3 witnesses were not directly informed by Bukalapak about the data breach, while Raditya and Dawwi remained uninformed until external sources revealed it. Rido commented Bukalapak's transparency with their public acknowledgement. Now, on the next slide, please. Now, on the next slide, we have evidence overview. And we have several evidence here. And the first one is e-commerce data breach concerns. Now, after the Tokopedia's breach, a lot of users are worried about a lot of Bukalapak's users worried about their data. Now, with reports suggesting around 13 million data pieces were sold on rate form. Now, this reflects on the ongoing vulnerability of e-commerce platforms attacks. Now, the Bukalapak response stated that the breach data was an old data from 2015 and 2017. Now, we have external validation from CISREC and the I Have Been Pwned website. They have corroborated the time frame of the breach data, supporting Bukalapak's claim that it was indeed an old data. Now, an overall summary of the evidence is following the breach at Tokopedia, there were concerns about Bukalapak users' data, with reports of sales on rate forum. Now, Bukalapak already confirmed the data was from 2015, 2017, and it was it was supported by external sources by CISREC and I Have Been Pwned website. Now, on to the next slide is the facts that is established and the facts that could not be established. Now, for the facts that can be established is over 13 million Bukalapak users' data from 2015 until 2017 was breached. Now, this breach include data like their email, their username, and their address. Now, this data was sold on Reddit forum by a user called Startex Mislead and an Asian boy in May 2020. Now, the initial hacking attempt occurred in March 2019. Bukalapak also acknowledged about the breach, but emphasized that critical details like passwords and financial information remain secure. Now, for the facts that could not be established are the exact timeline of the hack, and the second one is the identity of the motive of the perpetrator. We don't know if the motive of the perpetrator only for purely financial gains or are there other ulterior motives involved here. Now, we also don't know that their method of data access and data extraction. And lastly, they didn't leave any digital footprints or digital trace behind. So we could not get any facts about that. And we go to the next slide, please. Next slide is about mitigation and reflection. First, let's talk about mitigation security of Bukalapak. Now, as Dawwi said about the public statement of Intan Wibisono as their head of corporate communication, he also suggests the users to keep their passwords confidential and change them periodically. Also to use two-factor authentication to increase the account security. Now, she also said that the company monitored and recorded the people who access, read, replace, or deleted its data. Now, Bukalapak itself stores a lot of sensitive data, such as citizen ID cards, in a special form of storage in which data is automatically deleted to protect the user's privacy. And another security mitigation is stated by the CEO of Bukalapak, Rahmat Kaimuddin. He went on to say that the user data was protected with a multi-layer protection system and that the company had improved its security measures after an attempted breach last year. Now, for the reflections, concerns arose among Bukalapak users when they weren't informed of the data breach. Now, the company only issued a public statement after the fact that the data was leaked and sold online. Now, despite claims from an executive about automatic deletion of old data, hackers still managed to access the old data and sold it on a forum. Now we move to our final slide, which is our recommendation as an expert to Bukalapak to firstly improve their data management. Now because they are a big e-commerce company, they manage a lot of data, so they need to improve their management of the data so that they have it more carefully and more securely. Now, our second recommendation, which is an important one, which to also notify the user if there is a leak. It is their obligation to inform the user whether it's an old data, an active data, or just any data. Now, our next recommendation is data deletion. Now, this is similar to data management, but in data deletion is we advise storing of all data to be minimized as small as possible and avoided if it is necessary. Our next recommendation is to educate the user on how to keep their data and accounts safe. And also about education is to educate the employees on best practices of cybersecurity and how to recognize threats so they can handle it better and avoid further exploit. And our last recommendation is continuous monitoring. What it means is we recommend Bukalapak to continuously monitor the security landscape for emerging threats and adjust their security measures accordingly. Now, e-commerce platform itself dealing with vast data should prioritize its safety. Now, the leak involving only old data suggests that Bukalapak's current security is strong, but attention to older data management is needed. Our recommendation, as mentioned above, include regular old data deletion and direct notification to users about the breach. I think that is all about our report. Everyone, thank you for your time and have a good day. Thank you.